Okay, so I planned on starting this video off a little bit differently, but I spent the last hour or so on the phone, half hour anyways, and well, I was working on this project while I was on the phone. So since the last time I talked to you guys, yes, I know it's been a while, I've made a few purchases. One very recently and one rather large, at least for me. I'm standing in front of it here. I haven't showed it to you guys yet, which is part of the reason I wanted to start this video off differently, but like I said, I was on the phone and my battery's dying, so there it is, all its glory. 07 Polaris Sportsman 500 X2. I think I'm going to have to shoot the rest of this on my phone because the battery's dying here. Okay, so like I said, this is a 07 Polaris Sportsman 500 X2. You can see it right there. HO, high output. As you can see, there's boxes and papers and tools all over this thing. So over here, what I've been doing, you can see, is putting handguards on. Hopefully these are gonna actually do what I want them to and block some of the wind from getting to my hands when I'm riding, because I don't really want to put a windshield on this thing. But if you look down here, it's got a snowplow on it. I did not realize when I bought it, or when I went to go look at it the first time, that it had a plow on it. So what I'm putting on in conjunction with those handguards is right here. That is a plow deflector kit. Looks like it just bolts right to the top of that plow there. It's just a strip of metal with a strip of rubber that going to go ahead and bolt it on there. Hopefully that keeps snow from flying up into my face when I'm plowing. But as you can see outside, really don't have anything to plow right now. So what I ended up having to do to put the mounts for the handguards on, which, little story here, it kind of pissed me off when I ordered these, the handguards. Get it right side up. They didn't come with mounting hardware. They came with the bolts to bolt them to the mounts, but they didn't come with these mounts. Had to order those separately. Well, those were $30. And those were $30. So, $60 to put handguards on. Oh well, big deal, it's only money. But, in order to bolt the handguards on, let me get down here, right here, where this one's bolted on, there's two Phillips head screws. I think you can see them there, I can see them anyways. Had to take those off, and over here where the winch control is, this plate had to come off, so these two Allen head bolts had to come out. And what did I do with the clamps that there they are. I made a point to keep these just in case I ever take those handguards off. Those are what actually hold the brake lever on and the control here for the four-wheel drive. So I made a point to keep those, but I'm going to try and go ahead and tighten that up in a position where I want it. Since I'm filming this on my phone, I don't know if I'm going to be able to set you guys up anywhere where you can see what I'm doing decent, but let me see if I can figure something out to do that, and I'll get back to you. Okay, can you see there? I can see you, so hopefully you can see me. This is going to be a little bit tricky just because of the lack of space that I'm dealing with here. want to be careful how tight I get this bolt, because I am just dealing with plastic here to bolt it to, but it is pretty tight there. So, and it's got, oh, where'd they go? It's got these little grippy washers on it that actually bite into the plastic to hold it still. So that's basically all it takes to mount a handguard, and I wish it was higher. I wish the bracket for it was flipped the other way so it would actually mount a little higher. But it is what it is, I guess, and if I don't like it, I guess I can just take it off. But really all it's designed to do is just block the wind, and I think it'll do that just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, I guess I can show you on the other one how it bolts in there, because it's just, let me show you on the mount here, if you can see good, this piece here, it's just a little tab that hangs down with a hole in it for the bolt. And then on the handguard, there's these two tabs here that the bolt goes through, and you put one of those little grippy washers on the outside, on the next to the bolt head and the nut, and then one on either side on the inside. Getting the second inside one in once you get the bolt through on the mount, that's a real pain in the you-know-what. But I'm going to go ahead and work on doing that here now, and maybe I can find a place to set you up on the other side where you can watch me work on that. Cursing and swearing all the way. So, can you see there? I think you can. Let me set you back a little farther here. Hopefully you don't go peeling off the front of the four-wheeler there backwards. If you do, you'll hear me curse and swear, and then I'll pick you up and we'll go back to it. Right now I'm working on putting that second grabby washer on the inside, and let me grab you and show you a quick, nice close up of my chest, why that is such a pain in the butt. Can you see there? That's all the more room I'm dealing with to try and get that washer in. And as you can see, I got fat fingers. One of them was just covering up the camera lens. But I got the other one in, so I should be able to get this one in. So let me set you back up. And I may have to edit some of this. But there you go. Now you can see decent, I think. Ah, son of a bitch. See, cursing and swearing. I've been trying to curb my swearing because I know there's some of my viewers that don't like it, even though I haven't posted in almost a year. Son of a bitch, I dropped it again. But, I mean, if there's children watching, I apologize to you, and more so to your parents, because I'm sure they're the ones that are going to complain more about it than you are. But, keep dropping it in the same spot every time. And I know somebody's going to say in the comments, oh, you need a pair of tweezers or a pair of needle nose pliers, or you need this, that, or the other thing to do that. And I'm just too stubborn for that. I got the other one in without any special tools, so why the hell can't I get this one in? And there I go swearing again. But I'll get it, don't worry. I may shut the camera off and do this off camera and then get back to you once I get to about the same spot I was on the other one when I was talking to you over there. Oh, there we go. Got it. This one's going to be an even bigger pain in the butt to tighten up because I got even more stuff in the way on this side, and that's not the size wrench I need. And of course, the bolts that hold these handguards on, the head is a standard 3/8. The nut is, focus, a 10 millimeter metric. It's the most annoying thing in the world to me when they use two different sizes on the same fastener. Some people might say, well, what's the big deal? Polaris is a global company. They gotta appease their international buyers too, but I don't really care about their international buyers. I care about me. Because their international buyers aren't the ones putting this on for me. Get it roughly where I think I'm going to want it before I get it too tight. And this one's actually more like what I wanted on the other side. It's a little higher. It might almost be too high on this side. And yes, I know now I'm nitpicking, but once in a while I feel like I'm allowed to nitpick. Okay. I think, and I can still get to the parking brake. Okay, I think that's the handguards. That actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but with being on the phone and trying to film it, it took a little longer than I was really anticipating. But that part is done. So, and next I'm going to probably set you on the tailgate of my pickup and we'll work on that plow flap. Okay, so tailgate of my truck was just going to be way too high. You couldn't see the four-wheeler at all, you were just looking at the ceiling. So I'm going to, I don't think there's a top or a bottom of this. I think it's the same both ways. But just gonna get it here. Put a bolt through on either end just to hold it and then work on the center ones. But like I told you before, I think I told you, there's just this metal flap here with holes drilled in it to match the holes on the plow. And then you just line up the holes in the flap between that plate and the plow, and you stick the bolt through. Pretty similar to flaps on the underside of corn heads, if you've ever seen those, which I was going to show you those, but I had too many people helping me while I was working on them, so I couldn't really film that. And so I guess you'll just have to take my word for it that they're the same. even though you can't currently see my face. Oh, son of a... And there I go swearing again, but I dropped my bolt this time, so... Okay, so there is a start. Got them, these are just carriage bolts, so they're, let me show you one over here. They're flat-headed with a square shoulder to fit in a square hole, and they've got these special nuts that they almost look like a valve stem cap, but they're just, I might actually be putting them in backwards, but I really don't care. They're just a cap nut designed to protect the end of the bolt, keep the threads clean, and that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna get back to putting these in, and I'll show you the finished product when I'm done. Alright, so there it is, mounted in all of its glory. There's 9 of them little bolts all the way across the top. If I get down here, maybe you can see them a little better. There's a close-up of one of them. But I think that looks pretty good. It should definitely keep the majority of the snow from flying back over the back of the plow. It's actually kind of an interesting plow, if you ask me, because it's a 5-position plow. For most people I've talked to, most plows on 4-wheelers are only a 3-position. This one's actually got 5. And to take it off, you basically just take the winch off and pull this chain, and I'm getting a phone call, so I'm going to have to talk to you later.